We are grateful to have as a partner and a co-host the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India in this conference. Shri Amit Khare, Joint Secretary, MHRD, will now deliver the address on behalf of the Ministry.
गुजरात की महामहिम राज्यपाल डॉक्टर कमला जी, सीई के निदेशक श्री कार्तिकेय साराभाई, मंच पर उपस्थित मिस्टर रॉकफेलर, मिस्टर रुड लुबर्स, former Prime Minister of Netherlands, my friend Mr. Parshuraman, Director of CE, Miriam Villela, यहाँ आए हुए सभी गणमान्य महानुभावगण, उपस्थित प्रेस एवं मीडिया के बंधुगण, देवियों एवं सज्जनों, सबसे पहले मानव संसाधन विकास मंत्रालय भारत सरकार की ओर से मैं श्री कार्तिकेय साराभाई और उनके इस आयोजन समिति के सभी सदस्यों को अपनी ओर से, मंत्रालय की ओर से हार्दिक बधाई एवं धन्यवाद देना चाहूँगा कि उन्होंने इस महत्वपूर्ण विषय पर अंतर्राष्ट्रीय संगोष्ठी का आयोजन पूज्य बापू महात्मा गांधी की धरती पर किया है। सत्य एवं अहिंसा के पुजारी बापू की इस धरती पर आज यहाँ विश्व से आए हुए सभी बंधुओं के द्वारा अगले 3 दिनों में जो विचार विमर्श कर नए सुझाव और विचार आएंगे, निश्चित रूप से वे न केवल हमारे लिए बल्कि संपूर्ण विश्व के लिए एक नई सोच, एक नई दृष्टि देने में सफल होंगे। Friends, sustainable development thinking is a part of collective psyche of the people of India. The notion that world is one has been with us since ancient times. The worship of nature and its elements is part of our heritage. Various ancient scripts in India, various ancient literature, they all exemplify that we should be one with nature. Our commitment to environmental protection and sustainable development has always been there, and it was exemplified in 1972 when late Srimati Indira Gandhi, the then Honorable Prime Minister of India, participated in the Stockholm Conference. Incidentally, she was the only head of state participating in that conference and made an important point, bringing forth the connection between environmental protection and conservation and the importance of poverty alleviation. We have to have a balance between growth and sustainable development, not at the cost of each other, but we want to leapfrog from a state of underdevelopment to a developed state, but bypassing the various ills which are associated with a development process which is lopsided. So instead of remaining underdeveloped, sustainable society, we want to transform to a developed but sustainable society without following some of the other models which are there in the world, where countries have progressed to a developed status but they are no longer sustainable. Sustainable development for India is to take a development path that includes making the right choices towards sustainability. Father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, had articulated a similar concern long before this discourse on sustainable development took hold in the world. He was conscious of the development path India was embarking upon, and in late 1920s, Mahatma Gandhi had said, God forbid that India should ever take to industrialism after the manner of the West. If an entire nation of 300 million took to similar economic exploitation, it would strip the world bare like locusts. Recognizing that the journey towards sustainable development cannot be undertaken without addressing the socio-economic dimensions apart from environmental concerns, the Government of India has focused on multi-pronged strategy for ensuring overall growth and well-being of the people by focusing on sustained livelihoods, right to food and work, as well as to basic health, nutrition and education. The underlying principles of our approach have been twofold. Firstly, human beings are the center of concern for sustainable development. They are entitled to a healthy and productive life in harmony with nature. And secondly, the right to development must be fulfilled so as to equitably meet development and environmental needs of present and, more importantly, of future generations. Various 5-year plans of our country, presently we are in the 11th 5-year plan, they have tried to address these concerns through various policy initiatives and programs and acts such as the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, the National Rural Health Mission, and the recently launched historic legislation, which is the right of children to free and compulsory education from our ministry. Our national environmental policy, our policy relating to rights of the tribal communities living in forest areas, they have all been translated into action. In Indian policy recently, we have had the Forest Rights Act 2006, the National Water Policy 2002, and the National Agriculture Policy 2002. An important aspect of our governance has been decentralization. We have the firm belief that until unless communities are involved in the development process, we cannot have a path which would lead to sustainable development. This decentralization has taken place in the form of Panchayati Raj institution, the local bodies at the village level, above that at the block or the taluka level, at the district level, along with key stakeholders, a large network of civil society organizations, and coupled with the right to information, which has also been enforced in our country, we have tried to develop a development model which addresses the concerns of transparency, sustainable development, and people's participation in the entire process. Coming to my own Ministry of Human Resource Development, the National Curriculum Framework 2005, which has been developed by us, has marked a major paradigm shift towards a context-based learning through multi-sourced and multi-access construction of knowledge by the learners. And everywhere we are trying to involve the local communities, trying to involve the students so that our citizens of tomorrow would be better informed while making choices. Our universities also have a critical role to play. They, along with our teachers, have been playing an important role not only in our country but also in many other developing countries of this region. If I may add, the entire discussion on sustainable development, on ethical issues, would be incomplete without collective deliberation and its consequences. Certainly, countries must contain their carbon emissions, make the necessary sacrifices that this entails, but then it is also a joint responsibility for all of us to ensure that different countries who are at different levels of development move up the ladder through a sustainable path. I am sure this conference will give all of us an opportunity to learn from each other and share our experience and innovative ideas. Ministry of HRD as a co-host would again like to welcome all of you, especially Her Excellency the Governor of Gujarat, Dr. Kamlaji, who has been very kind to come and inaugurate it. The distinguished panelists on the dais and all of our guests who are here, एक बार पुनः आप सभी को हार्दिक बधाई एवं धन्यवाद। नमस्कार।